Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The topic which is assigned to me is about the regime of General Zia-ul Haq from 1977 to 1988. But before going to discuss the regime of General Zia-ul Haq, we will go why he promulgated the martial law. So the first of all, election were held on 7 March 1977. In these elections, there were 260 seats for the National Assembly. PPP won 155, PNA 36, PML Qayyum 1, Independent 8, Women and Minorities 16. So if we sum up, it's become to 16. The turnout of these general elections held in 1977 was 63.1%. When the result was declared, election result was declared. So the PNA, which is a symbol of alliance of 9 parties, they accusing PPP of rigging the elections, allegation denied by the PPP. So it create a big problem even in the Punjab. So the people started demonstration with the calling of their leaders. So the Bhutto did not recognize the rigging, and he claimed that it is a fair election, there is no rigging. So the situation became worse. Then Zia-ul Haq called secret meeting of the senior military officials to plan a coup, which was successfully executed with the government overthrown, and parliament was dissolved, and started the third period of military rule. Before starting the regime of General Zia-ul Haq, 1977-1988, so consult some difficult words, which is here. Page 10, initiating, शुरू करना, pledged, अहद, वादा, टोटल बैन, मुकम्मल पाबंदी, पोस्टपोनमेंट, अल्तवा, ताख़ीर, अकाउंटेबिलिटी, एहतिसाब, काबिल मुआख़ज़ा, सेंटेंस टू डेथ, सज़ाए मौत, और ओवरवेलमिंग मेजॉरिटी, बड़ी तादाद में कसरत से, और एक्सटेंशन, मज़ीद, तूल, वसत, वास्ट, वसी, बड़ा, एनफोर्समेंट, नफाज, अमल दरामद, ज़ोर नफाज, अमल दरामद, कंपेन, मुहिम, मुनज़्ज़म, कोशिश. These were the difficult words meaning. Now we will study the regime of General Zia-ul Haq 1977-1988. General Zia-ul Haq toppled Bhutto's government and assumed power on July 5th, 1977, initiating thus yet another age of martial law in country. Point number 2, he pledged to hold election within 90 days. 3. During this period, a total ban was imposed on both freedom of expression and political activities. In October, point number 4, in October 1977, postponement of election and accountability of politicians was announced. These are 4 points in page number 10. First point, talking about the government of Bhutto was toppled and power was assumed on 5th July 1977. And another third age of martial law was start. Second point, talk about the pledge that Zia did with the nation, that he would held election within 90 days. The third, during this period, Total ban was imposed on both freedom of expression and political activities. And point number 4, in October, in after 3 months, July, August, September, October, 90 days complete. Then in October 1977, postponement of election. Instead of he did election, he postponed election and start accountability of politician. Now, come to the page 11. Page 11. Point fifth. In March 1978, Lahore High Court found Bhutto guilty of the murder of Nawab Muhammad Ahmad Khan and sentenced the ex-Prime Minister to death. Nawab Muhammad Khan, his son was Muhammad Raza Khan. He was the political exponent of Zia, and he sued after the murder of Nawab Muhammad Ahmad Khan. He sued against the Bhutto, and when Bhutto regime was toppled down by Ziaul Haq and Zia regime was started, so Raza Khan, Muhammad Raza Khan Kasuri reopened the case, and the Bhutto was sentenced to death. In July 1978, point number 6, a civilian cabinet in which ministers from the Muslim League were also included took oath under the martial law. So a cabinet was formed in 1978, and Muslim League, Jamaat Islami, and some other took oath under the martial law. Later on, members from some political parties in the Pakistan National Alliance PNA were also included in the cabinet. Point number 8. In September 1978, General Ziaul Haq declared himself President of the Republic. He declared himself President in September 1978. First time in the country, Zakat, Ushar, and Hudud ordinances were enforced in 1979-80. So we will discuss in detail about the Zakat, Ushar, and Hudud ordinances further. Point number 10. In September 1979, total local government elections were held after a long break. Remember, local government election, these were based on non-political parties based election, or local governments were held after a long break. Election, point number 12, election to the National Assembly were postponed in March, again in October 1979. Political parties were banned on March 23rd, 1981. A provisional constitutional order was imposed, thus replacing the 1973 constitution. PCO was enforced, through which the judge had to again they will take oath under the president. Some judges were denied to take oath under the PCO, so they had to leave. They resign from the office. So on August 12, 1983, point number 14, Ziaul Haq introduced his own constitutional formula under which presidential referendum was held on December 1984. So another for second time he select himself as a president under the that formula which he introduced on August 12, 1983, constitution formula for their re-elected himself president. Zia Jolhak won the referendum by an overwhelming majority of vote count. Most of the parties were boycotted, especially PPP boycott. 10% people were come to vote uh, and take part in these referendums. 16 non-party based elections were held to the National Assembly and Provincial Assemblies on February 25th and February 28, 1985 respectively. After a long break, the Zia compelled to held election. So election for the National Assembly and Provincial Assemblies were held 1985 respectively. 17. On March 20, 1985, Muhammad Khan Junejo became the Prime Minister after the consultation with the other parties. On December 30, 1985, Zia-ul Haq proclaimed the end of martial law in the country. We will discuss all these points 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 due to the Pakistan Afghan policy under his authority, Zia attained an important position in the world politics, but due to the overextension of his military rule, political, social, and economic institutions of the country were denied the opportunity to grow and gain stability. These are the points we will discuss further in detail, the government of Junejo, the end of martial law, restoration of political parties, and like that. Yes.